How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some Ricer cars on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp for that matter, because it kind of just bounces all around. You guys find some gems and love sending them to me and love hearing what I have to say about them, and today is no different. We got some works of art today. You guys are in for a treat. If you guys want to support the channel, please click the link in the description down below and pick up some merch. It helps me out a lot. Let's just dive right in. First car, 2013 Dodge Charger. Okay, so it's all-wheel drive, which actually is new news to me. Did not know that Dodge made a Charger with all-wheel drive back in 2013. I know that there was one in, what, the Challenger, I think it was? The Challenger, like GT or something like that back in, I don't know. I'm not a Mopar fanboy, but I didn't know that they made an all-wheel drive one back in 2013, which is actually pretty interesting. It's an 8-cylinder all-wheel drive. That sounds, you know, sounds like it'd be a fun car. But let's read his description. Dodge Charger 2013 V8 homie, all-wheel drive, nice car, no problem, 33,000 miles. I love how he threw the homie in there. It really makes me feel special. So let's take a look at the picture. He wants $15,500. He better be backing it up. So this first picture lets you know what you're getting into. You're getting into a lot of 3M tape removal and some really ghetto wheels. So the 3M tape is going to be on all of the badges and all of the fake hood scoops around the car. You got two prominent, big, fake air ram hood scoops on the hood that just do absolutely nothing except make you look like a complete loser. Yes, anyone can go to AutoZone and tack those on their car. It does nothing to your horsepower. If anything, it slows you down because you get slightly more drag with those. So congratulations, you made your slow car even slower. I do like his headlights. I can give him a compliment on that. We saw one of those in the subscriber Ricer Nice, and I did say that the headlights were actually pretty clean, so I'm not going to change my statement there. He's got some really fancy louvers, Mopar stickers all down the side. I really wish I could see what these badges said right here. I have no idea what they say. But going to the rear, he actually has, and they're kind of blocked, I wish we can get a better photo, I hope we can, but he has fake hood scoops on the trunk. So he's got some going out the back. They're like exhaust vents on this trunk. Yeah, I don't know why you would want fake scoops on your trunk either. This is some new news to me, but apparently in the Ricer community, the more scoops the better. This louver setup too is it's a bit extra. Just classic louvers on a muscle car like this would be fine. You don't got to go extra like this where it's like some weird design where it's like half your window. Personally, louvers are louvers. If you throw louvers on your car, I'm not against louvers, but if you throw them on your car, don't go super crazy with it. Taste is preference. Everyone has their own taste. Back to the fake hood scoops though on the trunk, the fake trunk scoops. Let's try to think in a Ricer's mindset what that might do. So not only does he also have quad exhaust down below, but what would the fake trunk scoops in their mind do? So maybe there's air flowing through the cabin. Maybe they're farting a lot and just the air needs to escape somewhere. I don't know. Maybe this guy just shits his pants on every drive and the stench in there is just reeking. So the air has to come out somewhere in the back. Or maybe he legit thinks that he has a rear engine car. I don't know. Maybe the all-wheel drive system in the back. I don't know how a Ricer thinks, but apparently if you throw some fake hood scoops on your trunk, it ups your street cred. I don't doubt him on that one. I mean, that's just rocket science right there. It's just something I don't understand. I don't understand rocket science. You guys don't understand rocket science, but to Ricers, it just makes sense. So I'm not going to diss him too much on that. Side profile on this car isn't that bad. If he removed all of his stupid shit, it would just look like a Charger that you would see anywhere, because usually they're all rocking wheels like this, just chrome giant 22-inch wheels. He's got a Ram badge on the side, a Dodge Ram badge on the side, USA badge. I think that's a Batman logo too. So this guy's all over the place with his badges. He's not really, yeah, that is a Batman logo. I was correct. I got some pretty killer eyesight. I don't know, got that peacock vision, but oh, okay, so that's what's on this side. So the other side has the Batman. This one has a Harley Davidson. So he's mixing it up a little bit, okay? And Harley Davidson is usually with the Fords, but all right, he's just a fan of a lot of different tastes. Wheel setup is absolutely atrocious, but if you're into that kind of stuff, whatever. Interior, surprisingly, has not been rattle canned yet. Pick it up before he does so, because I sense a red rattle can is coming its way. I could just tell. I could just feel a red rattle can in the not so distant future for this car. So that is the 2013 Dodge Charger. I don't know why he's asking $15,500. I don't know if that's a good price. I've never seen an all-wheel drive 8-cylinder Dodge Charger, at least where I live. So maybe because they're all pieces of shit and they break down. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if these are very reliable cars and if that's a good price. If you really want to pick up this guy's car, I mean, you can see it here, but you just have to get some Gooby Gone or some Goof Off or whatever the hell they call it and just remove all of his 3M tape and you should be pretty good after that. All right, next up, 2003 Nissan 350Z base. $5,950. Doesn't sound like that bad of a price. And then you look at it and you're like, some moron tried to make his 350Z kind of look like a GTR. If you squint or you got Helen Keller vision, it kind of looks like a GTR, kind of. Again, if you squint, maybe throw some lemon juice in your eye like Supreme Patty, the fucking brain dead moron he is. If you do that, then maybe it looks like a GTR. But to car enthusiasts, this is not a GTR. This is a 350Z with shitty fitment, stock wheels it looks like, and a very shitty quality GTR looking front bumper. And I mean, just like the paint doesn't match. It straight up looks like someone paintbrushed this on or finger painted the paint on this car, because it's just super rough. You can see the texture in the orange peel. The vents are all painted red too. It's not very good quality paint. Also has a Nismo badge or a Nismo sticker on the front bumper, which isn't probably helping his case at all. The paint doesn't even match. Look at the fender paint and the bumper paint, and then look at the shitty finger painted hood. It just doesn't match. That just goes to show a bad paint job. That's some shit you do yourself. You don't get the right matching paint, or you don't match it correctly. Because for those of you that don't know, if you're going to paint a car, your car has been sitting out in the sun will change the color of your paint. So if you go and buy just factory color paint, it's not going to match. This doesn't even look like factory color paint. So this guy's just a retard. The booty, thank God, has not been, demolished. It still looks like a 350Z booty. So thank God. You just gotta, put a bag over its face and you can drive it around all the time. We've all been there. You just gotta sometimes put the bag over their face, and then it makes it a little bit more doable. We've all been there. No shame, no shame. The resemblance of a GTR, again, if you squint, it kind of looks like one, but it's just like, this is worse than I think like the G35 or the Infinity fanboys doing it to make their shit look like a GTR. It's just, either way, it's bad. But it's just, why would you do that? No one likes this. No one thinks this is cool. You're not gonna pull up to a car meet and people are gonna be like, damn bro, you got a GTR? Nah dude, you got the fucking 350Z with the fake body kit on it. It looks stupid, okay? And you didn't even finish the car. Like, it's just the front end too. The rear looks like a fucking 350Z. The front end looks like a budget ass GTR. You got the GTR's broke ugly cousin. It's a 350Z with a mask on. Fuck it, mask off. Everything else about the car seems pretty basic. It's an automatic, so that just hurts it even more. I mean, that's just more down the drain right there. I mean, I guess if you're trying to be like a GTR, it could be more realistic. But anyway, just very disappointing to see another 350Z someone's just trying to fake it out there. Fake it till you make it, okay? You do you, kids. You do you. If you're trying to fake it till you make it, maybe one day you'll get there. But if you're trying to fake that you're living the elegant, rich, lavish life, I don't know. It's just, people are going to see through your bullshit and they're going to call you out on it. And I'm calling this person out on it. So $6,000 gets you a broke person's GTR. Let's move on to the next post. Next up, we got the sold 2011 Hyundai Genesis Coupe. And I didn't know it was sold up until this moment. Honestly, I looked at the ad really quick and just decided to put it in the video. But it was sold. $10,500 sold. This guy must be the best salesman ever. He could probably sell sand to a Middle Eastern. No doubt in my mind, this guy has to be the best salesman ever, okay? One thing I like about this picture is that it really just shows its chalkboard paint job. I mean, that has to be the roughest black paint job I've ever seen. I can feel the texture through my screen. I can feel it. Now that's bad. He also has some really obnoxious white tire lettering or white walled tires. What would you even call that? Like, that is some super, hey, look at me, I need attention tire lettering. Tire lettering is already kind of like, hey, look at me, I'm a race car. But what the fuck is that? This is some Lightning McQueen shit. And God, look at those canards. Those have to be the most DIY looking canards I've ever seen. DIY isn't always bad, but when they're like that, when it's like, oh my God, they're just so boxy. There's no shape to them. It's just DIY. Look it, I can shape a square rectangle to my bumper and just tack it on there. That, don't get me wrong, you can make canards look legit, but those don't look legit. And is that a fake hood scoop on a Genesis coupe? How did he sell this? How did he sell this? Did he sell it to like a 6th grader? Because that's the only person I could ever see wanting to buy this thing. The rear canards as well. The whole wing just looks shit. It just looks like shit. Absolute shit. Oh, okay. It makes a lot of sense now. I already know everything I need to know about the owner just by the sticker. I know everything about him just by this sticker right here. But I know I try not to be mean when making these videos. Again, it's all lighthearted, jokingly stuff. You know, I'm just cracking jokes, but this car is disgusting. Like, who made this wing design? I know that no manufacturer makes this wing design, because that is just straight up some DIY wing looking shit. The rear canards look a little bit better than the front canards because they got more than 3 sides to them. But still, just some disgusting looking canards. You got side skirts that look like a heartbeat monitor. I mean, they're just going up and down, up and down. What is this side skirt? Come on, can you not cut straight? This car is just a perfect visual representation of, nah, I could do that myself. Don't worry about it. Everything of this car is just looks like DIY. DIY paint job. The tire lettering looks a little bit professional, I'll give him that. DIY canards, DIY hood scoop, of course it's fucking fake. DIY trim, DIY rear canards, DIY little wing accents, fucking little Supreme sticker, of course. It's bad. It's just, you can't cut anything else except for a straight line. This car isn't even like a boxy car. Like I would get if it was a boxy car, but this car is really flowy. It's got really soft lines. There's not really a hard line on this car, and yet everything that you put onto it has sharp edges and hard lines. Come on, man. Oh, see, look, and I love that. Wing has custom end plates, custom large track canards. All custom means is that you cut it out with a pair of scissors. That's all custom means. Nothing else. Custom large track canards, front and back with side skirts, removable as well. All custom means is, hey, I cut this shit out with an angle grinder. If you don't like it, you can unscrew it, but you're going to have permanent holes in your bumper. That's all the custom means. That doesn't mean that he went to a shop and they custom fabbed it with, in an air tunnel and made it legit. That's not what his custom means. Buyers beware. I guarantee those canards, if you're going over 100 miles an hour, are going to fucking fly off and tomahawk into the person behind you. And then you're going to have to pay a mighty good fine because they're going to have a 1 foot wide block of plastic lodged into their chest and or throat. Anyway, we'll move on. I don't know how this thing was sold. It should be a safety hazard at that point. 2000 Chevrolet Cavalier. $800. Doesn't seem so bad, but it is sold as is. It turns over but won't start. I don't know if we've had a Cavalier yet on the Craigslist Rice series, but the Cavalier is one of the most riced out cars in America. That is a fact. I heard it on the internet, so it is a fact. Now, this guy doesn't know how to keep his car in frame, so a lot of these photos are ass, but from this first photo, all I can really gather is that it's got a shitty body kit on it, and he fucking spray painted his drum brakes yellow. That's all I can really gather from this first picture. From the second picture, we can see the big ol' double-decker wing, of course, mounted onto the rear of the trunk so everyone can see it. The body kit that does not match the rest of the car. Seems like a common occurrence here. Under the hood, pool noodle galore. Yes, these little wire looms have a purpose, but when you just throw them on every wire to make your engine bay look sportier, because now my wires are red, you're not fooling anybody except for the little dumb broad at Applebee's that you're trying to pick up. This doesn't look like a race car to anyone that knows anything about race cars, okay? The 2.4 liter isn't very aggressive in the Cavalier. Come on, you're not fooling anybody with those wire looms, so stop using them like that. And this one wasn't saved before the rattle can touched the interior. Can we get a rip in the chat for the interior of this car? Because it is just going to go through hell for the next couple of years. Red rattle can on the interior, probably the worst thing you could do to your interior, because for those of you that don't know, paint doesn't really like to be touched when it's not protected or done right. When you're touching paint, it's going to rub off eventually. The oil in your hands, the grease, whatever you're doing, just day-to-day stuff, the paint's going to eventually rub off. So when you do it on your interior, that shit's going to apply too. It's not going to last very long. It's going to last for a while, but it's not going to last all that long. So red rattle can just all over the interior. This car is already bright red. I don't think you need to follow the red into the interior. And it's also just falling to shit. It is only $800, but as you can see, we can't really I don't think we even have a shot of the front bumper in any of these photos. Yeah, he did. One thing you should do when you're trying to sell your car, here's an advice tip right here for this guy. Show the front of your car. Show your whole car. Don't show little segments that no one cares about, okay? You already showed the top like 3 times. No one cares about the top. Yeah, it's a piece of shit. We see that. But how about, I kind of want to see what the front bumper looks like. I want to see what I'm looking at. I mean, we see the shitty fitment. We see the shitty wing. We see the shitty rear bumper. But just give us a giggle and show us the front bumper. Is it really that bad? Is there no front bumper? Because I can't see the front bumper. Anyway, not going to spend too much time on this piece of shit. So let's move on. Another one that was sold. Again, these people, man. You car dealerships, you guys just need to find cars like this that were sold. Contact the seller and give them a job. Because if he can sell this, then he can sell a stock Toyota Prius or whatever the hell you guys are selling. Sold 1997 Mitsubishi Eclipse, $3,500, 110,000 miles. Someone drove this abomination around on the streets for 110,000 miles. Green and orange are the complete opposite. You would not want them on the same car. They just look like shit. And this guy put them on his car. It's just, oh my God. Why would you put... Anyway, all right. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and take a look at this car. Maybe it's not as bad as I think. No, it's just as bad as I thought. In fact, it's actually worse than I thought. It is by far worse than I thought. So let me break this Eclipse apart. Okay, so we got this nasty orange and green color scheme. It is disgusting. Should never be recreated. And then he's got the Joker planted on the side with a Playboy bunny. Again, two things that don't really go together. A Supreme sticker and the Playboy bunny would go together. You would just say to everyone, hey, I'm a douchebag fuckboy. But the Joker and the Playboy bunny, that doesn't really go together. These colors also don't really look too jokery besides the green. I mean, Joker doesn't really have an orange color scheme. Purple and green, yeah, but not orange, not really orange. I love the rattle can job on your wheels. I love it. It's just, it's perfect. It makes it's a nice fade onto the tires. I see what you're doing there. You're fading it onto the tires, making it kind of flow more, okay? Why would you mount that wing on this car? Why would you mount the wing? Bleachers are not supposed to be mounted on cars, okay? Just because you rode the bench in high school on your JV football team does not mean that you need to put the bleacher on your fucking car. And what's with the Transformers logo? This guy's going for like 3 different themes here. And why does he have a tow hitch? What are you towing with a fucking Eclipse? Really? What are you doing with your life, buddy? I feel like that was just oh, I could buy it, so might as well throw it on my car. I feel like that was that kind of purchase. But this guy needs to pick a theme and stick to it, okay? Is it the Joker? Is it a Playboy bunny? Is it just a fucking piece of shit? Pick one, stick with it. Interior, very lackluster. Dude, I swear that shift knob is sold at Pep Boys. I was there the other day showing my girlfriend the aisles of Pep Boys on what not to buy, and we saw that shift knob. That shift knob is at Pep Boys. A solid 15 bucks right there. Well, I know where you got it. His description is written in Spanish. Not going to cover that. Let's move on to the last car. This one isn't really a ricer, but I just thought it was crazy, and I wanted to show you guys. Cadillac Escalade, negotiable. I'm happy he put that in there. $8,000. So, Cadillac Escalade, automatic, clean title, gas. And those doors. First of all, I don't know if the paint job is supposed to look like this, like a weird chrome marble, or if it's just a shitty paint job. I have a feeling it's just a shitty paint job, so I'm going to stick with that. But what is with those doors? I like the thing where people are like, oh, dude, suicide doors or vertical doors or whatever, they're just a lot more convenient to climb in and out of. That bitch does not look convenient. Try climbing out of this thing in a parking structure. You're not going to be able to open the door. And the car next to you, if you have the same, okay, say this thing is parked next to a truck or an SUV, those doors are not opening. I don't know what fantasy world you live in, but this is not easier. The interior looks like it's had some use, as you would expect an Escalade. Okay, no, it is like a little fancy paint job. Never mind, I take back my old statement. It is a little fancy paint job. Just from afar, it just looks like a shitty paint job. But when you get closer to it, it is a little fancy paint job. So, okay, I will retract my statement. Wheel setup isn't the worst. They're not chrome at least, so that's good. And then look at the rear Falcon doors or whatever the hell they call them. Those aren't easier to open up either. Okay, open up that bitch in a parking lot. It's not gonna happen. And they're not like the Tesla doors either, where they're like fold. These things just open straight. They just whip out. Okay, raise your arm up and down. That's how they open. Keep your arm stiff too. Don't bend that bitch. Okay, that's how they open. Try doing that next to a car. It's not gonna open. I'm sorry. Everything else about this car is pretty basic. Don't really care. It's not really a ricer car. It's just a funny car to see on Craigslist. $8,000 probably isn't that bad for this car either, being that, you know, there is a market for these things. People still do like these cars, and it's a style. It's just a different style of cars, and I can see that. So I'm not really gonna clown on it too much. I just love when people say, "Oh, dude, vertical doors are so much more convenient when you are parked next to cars." You know, I put them on my Honda Civic because I don't want to scratch my clean Honda paint on the door next to me. No. Okay, you just like vertical doors. Just say you like vertical doors, rock it, who cares? Okay, but don't say no bullshit excuse like it's a little bit easier, because that bitch ain't easier. I'm sorry. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video right here. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. It's fun looking at cars like this, so if you want to send me some, send them to my Gmail, drewpeacock.clips@gmail.com. Put in the subject bar something like Ricer Craigslist, Ricer Facebook, something along those lines, so that way I know what I'm getting myself into. Support the channel, go pick up some merch, link in the description down below. If you want to join the flock, please hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can flock to the videos with everyone else. Until next video, peace.